Hello. Welcome to ARMA Team League Season 3 Hanchans 11 and 12. I am your host. Oh god, that is the wrong screen. Give me just a second. I am your host, Cakes, and I am by myself today. The series game goes. My stream dead.
봄.
Is it back? Have a look.
봄. 이치. 봄. 롱.
How are we doing? Everyone? Sorry about that. Just gotta figure out what I can do to actually keep a consistent stream running. We okay? We okay now? Alrighty, so I'm going to assume maybe that we're okay now, fingers crossed. Oh, sorry, it's... I don't think it's right because I'm alt-tabbed from Tenho, but we should be able to get back into it. So I think that we're okay now, fingers crossed.
봄.
Yeah. Okay. So sorry about that. But I think we're back, and I think everything is holding steady. So I'm going to presume that everything is okay for now.
이치.
And yeah. So we're gonna have to cut right into East 2. We have East 2 and the tournament is reached, cutting on the 8 so cutting the pension. Now waiting on the 6-pin Tanki for it looks like Richi Tanyao Dora 2. That's very bold considering that it already has Yaku in the Tanyao, but Rinshan has decided to Richi and reject any potential weight upgrades. Probably hope, but if they can sumo the 6-pin, Richi sumo Tanyao Dora 2, any error would instantly make it a Hanuman, which is no. But we can see here that the 2 of the 6 pins are already dead, so we got 1 6 pin left. F.ZS on the right here, waiting on the Chun of 4 pin. Chun is the Atazuke, it's the only tile that can give him Yaku. And other than that, oh, nice. Final Chun Sumo there for F.ZS, maintaining their dealership and moving on to East 2 with 1 repeat on the 700 old Sumo. Very nice that doesn't have to deal with the grenade of that kind of hand going in, and it is all good for them. So moving on to East 2 repeat 1, we see here that Weeaboo has the Chun pair, which is a nice little Yakuhai pair, especially with 1 Dora, can very much take this hand very quickly. F.ZS on the right here with a lot of pairs, almost looking like a Cheetoy with 4 pairs here. But other than that, though, not really too much going on. Can go for the Cheetoy, especially with the 1 bamboo, which is the Dora in his hand, and allows him to go for the Richi Cheetoy Dora 2, which is a classic, very, very big hand that you can go for. But it'll depend on what they draw next, because they're drawing tiles that create melds into the other shapes, like the 2, 3, 4 pin. Like, ooh, very nice Chun draw there for Weibo. Puts them into a really nice Ishanten. Could even be San Anko if they draw like a 2-so or 3 mon, 5 mon, something like that. Could be a very, very big hand. If we look around to Cheese, who's going for Sanshoku, or could go for Sanshoku, depends on what they can draw, but they do need that 3 pin and the 2-so. 4-man draw is the Yasume. It's very unlikely to be a Sanshoku, but it's still a very good draw. Puts them into Ishanten for Richi Tanya Dora 1. Especially on a 3 pin, which looks very powerful, considering the 3-5 pins that they can see from their perspective. Draws the 1-man just as he gave up on the Sanshoku. Quite unfortunate. Chun draw Khan instantly by Weeaboo. Draws the 2-man. Now it gets an option. Will they keep San Anko chance? No, they decide to cut the 2-so and, well, keep the more aggressive San Anko chance. No, they decide to cut the 2-so to keep the wider Ishanten, and it's instantly rewarded on a 1-man draw, reaching on the 5-man 5-so Shabo pair for Richi Chun Dora 1. But that Chun Ankan seems like their Chun Ankan gives them 32 fu, which pretty much sends them straight up to a Mongon. And an instant chase there by Cheese on the 3-pin draw, winning on the 5-8-man for Richi Tanya Dora 1. Could be Dora 2 if they get the 8-man. Oh, this is a spicy, spicy hand. What are the weights that are left? We see 2 5-mans in the wall, 2 5-sos in the wall, and 2 8-mans in the wall. So we can see this is like a 4v4, and both players have like their own weight as 2 of them in the wall. 8-man is drawn by F.ZS, now going down to Ankan into a Rinshan Sumo by Cheese. Richi Rinshan Sumo Tanya Dora Aka Ura 1 for the Hanuman. 3,000, 6,000 points all. What a powerful, powerful hand by Cheese. And yes, that is that's some good stuff, getting the Rinshan. So F.ZS eats that very, very, very big Oyakaburi, unfortunately, and Cheese launches himself into a very strong first position. Moving into East 3. East 3 with no repeats. We have Dora's the 9-so Chun pair there from Cheese, who does pawn it and is wanting to pass this hand off very, very, very quickly. What else do we have around here? There's some very pretty shapes here on Weeaboo's hand. Even maybe a potential 4, 5, 6 Sanshoku chance if they draw in a particular way. It's not very likely, but it certainly is possible. Rinshan on the opposite player over there has a complete meld in the 1, 2, 3-so, but other than that, their hand is very, very cheap. So, not much I can do about that. Jesus just seemingly wanting to prime up a very cheap wash away hand. Does need that 7-pin, which is unfortunately got like an Anko in. Oh my god, that 9-so draw instantly shot their hand up to a Mangan-esque kind of value, and they get rid of that 8-9 pin, which is really nice because it was a blocker that 7 pin was very much being held by. It was being held by F.ZS. F.ZS though, drawing the Aka 5 mon, their hand progressing towards something a little nice. Richidora 1 perhaps. 1 mon draw for cheese, puts them into a Ishan 10 there for Chun Dora 3. And they do pawn the 1 pin. Now they're in Tenpai for Chun Dora 3. Waiting for the 4-7 so. And how, oh my god, what a powerful early wait for that Mungan. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 tiles left in the wall for cheese. And yeah, it's sort of just like everyone is now playing catch up with cheese. Trying to catch up. Weeaboo is Ishan 10 and very likely will fight if they can draw into Tenpai, because there'll be Richitanya Pinfu. Especially with that Akadora draw as well. That's a very, very significant draw. Ishan 10 for F.ZS needs a fair few tiles. A lot of these players could catch up. 8 mon draw. Weibo does increase their Manzu shape into a Salmon Chan. Unfortunately, they have 2 9-mons in the pond. The 2 of the 9-mons are already out. Force draw for F.ZS, and then they do decide to cut it, dealing into a Mangan. Chun Dora 3, 8,000 points to cheese, and it's just padding cheese's lead at this point. And it's gonna be quite a hit to F.ZS because that's, you know, that sends them to last place for now. They're still quite close in being able to swap the positions, but unfortunately, it makes it quite difficult for them to get first place. So we move on to East 4. Dora is the 6-mon cheese with quite a fast looking ish hand in terms of shapes, but the shapes aren't of very great quality. We look at Weeaboo's hand, who already has 2 completed meld and a pair in the 2-mon, which is quite heavy. And we see that F.ZS has quite a nice shape as well. Unfortunately, the Dora is isolated for now. We wonder if F.ZS will force in usage of the Dora or not. And Rinshan, and the opposite player, is probably got the worst hand out of all of the players here. They do have the Chun Pest. They can probably go very much grab a Yaku very quickly, but will they decide to play it that quickly? You know, we don't know. It really quite depends on their playstyle. And in fact, with the Chun offered here, this is when they decide. And they do decide to pawn the Chun, going for a 2,000 point hand, or maybe even 3,900 points if they can get that 6-mon draw. 4-mon draw here for Weeaboo is absolutely massive. Puts them into a very, very nice Ishanta. Although, playing the 1-mon is an interesting option because it loses some of the Ishanten draws, the Tenpai draws, but those weren't very good Tenpai draws. So, not so much of a bad situation. Although we see here that F.ZS has offered a very difficult choice and does decide to cut the 5-mon, which means it'd be very weird if they draw the 6-mon. However, 4-mon draw, instant payback, 5-pin draw for Rinshan and the opposite player. Decides to cut the 5, so shorten them down, put themselves into an ideal Ishan 10 for Chun Dora 1, maybe Dora 2 if they can grab the 6-mon. 6-mon, they do draw it, and now they're in Tenpai. And they do decide to take the Shabo instead of the Roundman. Which, and Tenpai here for F.ZS, waiting for the 3-6-0, I believe? Yes, 3-6-0 for Richi Pinfu Ipeiko. Unfortunately, even from their perspective, the 3-6-0 is 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 left in the wall from their perspective, and from our perspective, you can see there's 1 left in the wall. 4-pin is drawn by Rinshan, who decides to fold their Tenpai, not wanting to deal the double Misuji live 4-pin. So they're sort of out. Cheese doesn't have too much of an incentive to push, but they can push in this position. So they do decide to cut the 6-pin. Oh, no, it's Genbutsu, of course, yep. The Genbutsu, and the final tile is drawn by Weeaboo, and unfortunately that puts So Weeaboo is now Tenpai on the 4-7 so for Richi Pinfu Dora 1. 7-pin is drawn by. Oh my god! 7 pin is drawn. Simogiri Ricci. Deal instant dealing from Rinshan. It's the Ura-san. Reach Iparts Tanyao Dora Ura 3. 18,000 points to Cheese. Launching them right up into one of the nicest first place positions you could possibly get. Who says that Cheese never hits Ura? Now we go into East 4. 1 repeat. Dora is the 4-man. And Cheese again waking up with a monster hand. Completed meld. Anko in the 5 so. Quite a nice hand. Weeaboo here not so bad as well with 2 completed sets and a pair and some very nice shapes going on. We see F.ZS on our right here, probably with a very awkward shape. Could decide to go for the Manzu Chinitsu or Honitsu, especially given how awkward the hand is in the other suits. May not be a point to doing it. And 1 man is offered. Will they decide to take the pawn? Oh, and they do decide to skip it, not wanting to pawn the 1 man. Draws the 4 man, and I wonder if they'll go for the Chinitsu at this point, and I think that they are choosing to. Rinshan, though, with the very good wash away hand, with a pair of the East and a pair of the Norths. Cuts the 4-2, so seems like they're actually instead probably going for the Honitsu, or at least the Aka 5 usage. And but they've got a very fast hand. It's very easy to get off, especially since a lot of these other players can't really use those East or Norths very easily. And oh my gosh. Yep, 6-pin draw. They're going to be in 2 Shanten for... Oh my gosh, the 3-man draw. 1 man is offered again. Now will probably be taken by F.ZS, will they? Yes, they do decide to take it. Going for the Honitsu or Chinitsu Dora 2 hand. Weeaboo here, now with an interesting decision on the 3-man. Will they let it go to F.ZS if they draw a 1-4 pin for Tenpai? Very likely they will, especially if they went on the 5-8 man. Although they draw a 5-8 man, and they do offer the 3-man. Will it be taken by F.ZS? Puts him to Ishanten for Chinitsu Dora 2. And he decides to skip it, not wanting to play against the... but still has the 2, so still pushing. Maybe didn't think it was very helpful to their shapes. 4-pin draw from Cheese puts them into a pretty nice Ishanten. They're also denying so many of the tiles from Weeaboo. And if they... Tenpai, Kanshan 7-man. Will they decide to take it? Will they decide to take it? They do decide to take it, reaching on the Kanshan 7-man. 4-man is instantly dropped. Will F.ZS the second? F.ZS decides not to take the 4-man, not to go for the Chinitsu Dora 3 Baiman, and instead wanting to fold and let these 2 players fight each other out. 8-pin is cut, and now Rinshan in Tenpai for Honitsu. 3-man draw. What an action-packed game. So we have a Tenpai 3 sides here. We have Rinshan for the Honitsu Dora 1, and 7-man is drawn again, deals into Cheese. Ricci Dora 1, 3,900 points, just continuing that dealer rampage as we move on to East 4 repeat 2. And we just can't stop him. Oh my gosh, look at that hand again. What a nice hand there for Cheese. A few awkward shapes in the 4-6 pin and the 6-8-9. So, but if they can complete those shapes off, it'll be quite a nice hand. And but the early South pawn here from Weeaboo threatens to shut that hand out early. Looking around the board, we see F.ZS with a few nice shapes and the 2 pair of Dora, which is probably the most significant thing about their hand. So it becomes a question of, do they want to call and go for a cheaper Tanyao Dora 3? And are they willing to maybe maneuver the efficiency of the hand a bit? Or are they going to keep it Menzen? Will they go for the Itsu? Who really knows? It's just about what kind of tiles they get. And we see Rinshan opposite us with fairly nice shapes, but it sort of feels like a little bit of a pace behind. Although, that being said, that draw makes the hand a lot prettier. makes that hand a lot prettier. And I'm so sorry about that notification. Yeah, so 8-pin is pawned off for Weeaboo, puts them into Ishan 10, but they're gonna have a huge difficulty getting that Hanchan 3-so, considering how many of them are gone at this point, because we have 2 3-sos in F.ZS's hand, and we also have a 1 3-so in the Rinshan's hand. So we're gonna have to see what's going on. 4 mana is offered, is cheated away by F.ZS, puts them into 2 Shanten for Tanya Dora 3. Uso is dropped by Cheese. She's not fully committing to this hand, wanting a safe tile in case Rinshan reaches. Chun is drawn here by Weeaboo, not wanting to cut it because it's complete Shompai, and unbeknownst to him, none of the players even have a Chun in their hand. And very fortunately for F.ZS, they will get a lot of tiles they will get a lot of tiles that can't be used by Weeaboo because Weeaboo is sort of committing to this hand. 6 mana is drawn, 3-pin is dropped by F.ZS. 6-0 is drawn, created a round Khan shape. So now they're round Khan, Ramen, Ishan 10. 4 mana is dropped. Now Ishan 10 here for F.ZS for the Tanya Dora 3. Ishan 10 for Rinshan. But we'll need to drop the 3-so if they do decide. If they do draw like a 3-pin or a 7 mana or an 8-so, especially if they pawn it for Tenpai. And oh no, 2-so means that they actually can keep because of the 1-so in their pod, they're not deciding to keep the free 10, and they're probably willing to drop the 3-so if they get into Tenpai. 7-so draw here for FZS, can drop the 4-so. No, elects to drop the 3-pin. 3-pin is dropped, 3-so is given. Pond away by F.ZS, now waiting for the 5-8-so, which has got 1 5-so in the wall because of Rinshan's Anko and pair, and Cheese's holding of a pair of the 8-sos. So we have a 5-8-so versus an 8-so 7-man. 7-man has 1 in the wall, so it's a 1v1. 1 5-so versus 1 7-man. 4-so is pawned by Cheese. And Cheese elects to cut the 4-man, still playing their hand very aggressively. 5-man is drawn and cut back. Not many options there for F.ZS. It's a shootout. 7-man is drawn by Cheese, and Cheese is in a slightly dangerous position, but this means that for now Rinshan's position is more dangerous, because if they draw the 8-so, no, if they draw the 5-so, no, they can't drop it. They can't deal in, because if they draw the 5-so, they'll just can it. So they simply have no more winning tiles left in the wall, so F.ZS cannot deal in, but they can sumo this hand for a Mangan. And 1-so is dropped, then we go to Ryukyoku. So Rinshan and F.ZS and Tenpai, Weeaboo and Cheese and Yoken as we move into South 1. South 1, repeat 3. Dora is the East. We see here that 1 East is in Weeaboo's hand, 1 East is in F.ZS's hand, but F.ZS's hand is quite messy, unfortunately. 3 pairs could go for Chitoi, especially with so many dispersed honors, but we'll see. And the instant pair up there for Weeaboo. Weeaboo's hand now turns into a monster, which is exactly the kind of hand he needs to play catch up. So apologies. It's exactly the kind of hand that they need to play catch up, and it'll be about when they can get that East, and when is F.ZS willing to drop that East, or are they ever willing to drop that East? 2-pin is drawn by Rinshan, putting their hand towards potential Sanshoku. 7-8-9 Sanshoku chance. Quite awkward, unfortunately. 9-man is cheated by Weeaboo, opening the path for, instead of having to palm the ton, now can go for Chanta Dora 2, which will be very big. 8-man draw is huge for Rinshan. Now Ishan 10 for Sanshoku. It's just now... The question becomes, will they take the Sanshoku and go for Ishan 10? So taking the chi on the 8 pin on the 7 so and going for Sanchoku only for 1,000 points? Or will they try to play a little bit greedy, maybe needing the big hands in order to try and go for first place? It will really depend on when they get offered either the 8 pin or the 7 so what will happen. The East is getting more and more isolated here for FZS, and it's quite awkward, but as we're hitting the second row, there must be a little bit of a suspicion as to why no Easts have come out yet. Maybe that'll even stop FZS from progressing their hand forward. Who really knows? Maybe they'll even just go for the Chi Toy and not worry too much about it. You can see here the Cheese's hand looks like either a Chi Toy or a fold. So yep, so it looks like they're cutting the 6-man, they're cutting these very live tiles, so these very safe tiles into the dealer, not wanting to accidentally get in trouble with the dealer, but also not opposing like a Cheeto Mawashi. And an 8-pin draw for Rinsha. Now Richi's on the 4, so waiting on the 7, so for Richi, Sanshoku, and if they can sumo this hand, it'd be huge. With 3 tiles left in the wall for them, this would be quite a significant hand if they can get it. Claws themselves back to trying to go for first place again, and we do see a partial Suji trap on the 4-so Richi, but and unfortunately Sefiso does deal in Richi, Sanshoku, Uro 1 for the Mangan. So we see an 8,000 point deal in plus the 1900 for them, giving them 9,900 points. Moving on lost to the south too, and unfortunately Weibo just was in the unfortunate position where they deal in. And because they needed to progress their dealership forward. Sharp on here for Cheese. Cheese can elect to go for either the Honitsu or for a more normal hand. Elects to cut the 9-man, not hoping for draw usage, but hoping to either connect the 3-man or go for the Honitsu. And once they draw the Green Dragon, they're committed to this Honitsu, which is, you know, it's a good 8,000 points. Yakahai Honitsu. Draw 1. Hatsu is drawn. Now they're Ishanten, needing the... Oh no, the Tenpai. Apologies. The Tenpai for Yakahai Honitsu, Dora 1. 8,000 point hand. Can pawn the Chun as well to go for the better weight, but may choose to skip the Chun pawn if they decide to go for safe tiles, keeping safe tiles against other players. Maybe not wanting to get into trouble by dealing into the dealer, perhaps. They're not in a position where they're too fussy about dealing with any other players, but 7-so was isolated from Weeaboo and does deal into Yakahai Honitsu Dora 1, 8,000 point hand. We're launching Cheese up to 77,300 points. A monstrous hand. And look at that opening hand. Ridiculous. Ipeiko with a pair already. They're already Ishan 10 for Ipeiko Dora 2. What a ridiculous opening hand there for Cheese. And unfortunately, with that last dealership lost their F.ZS, they don't have much time to try and get second place. First place is definitely out of range for them, but second place is certainly possible, especially if they can sumo a Mangan here. You can see that Rinshan's hand is quite big as well, with the 2 Dora and the 4-so pair. Aka 5-man draw, seeing the hand up to 3 Dora. Cutting the 1-pin, committing to the Tan Yao. Really holding on to the callable Mangan kind of situation. Therefore, 9-man is pawned by Cheese. Cheese going for the Honitsu, trying to keep the hand closed, figuring more maneuverability if they keep their hand open. 1 pin is drawn by F.ZS. Unfortunately, the hand is quite awkward to use. There's not really too much that they can do with it. Hatsu is drawn and instantly cut by Weeaboo. 6-pin is drawn, in going up to 4 pairs for ZS, maybe thinking about going for a Chi Toy, maybe Dora 2 if they can draw Dora. They draw the 3-so, now they're at Ishan 10 for Chi Toy. Richi Tsumo Chi Toy Ura 2 would be a Hanuman, which would put them into second place. That would be quite nice. 5-pin is cut. 5-so is dropped as a Sakigiri. 7-man is drawn by F.ZS, willing to cut the 2-man, keeping the Toy chances. 2-man is pawned away by Cheese, puts them into Ishan 10 for Toy Honitsu, or Honitsu only, depending on what tiles they get. Interesting position. Also, interesting position on how far does FZS want to push their hand forward. If they want second place, they need to make sure that this hand works. And if this hand does not work for them, then they will most likely capitulate. And they draw the 3-man. What a significant draw for Cheese. Now in Tenpai for Toy Toy Honitsu. Another Mangan. So the 1-mans are already gone, but both the Shahs are alive here for Cheese. And what can these players use? FLZS could probably use the Shah if they wanted to keep the Chi Toy. But Weeaboo here can't use the Shah. And especially if the dealer Cheese on that 4-man, the dealer can't use the Shah either. So the dealer is now in 2 Shanten for Tanyao Dora 3, but still quite awkward for them. But there's still 2 Shahs in the wall. Sorry, 2 West Winds in the wall for them. Oh, Ishanten there for the dealer. Now putting in contention. 3-man draw is significant for Weeaboo. Puts them to Ishanten for maybe pin for Dora 1, maybe Richi Dora 1. 2-pin draw for Rinshan, 4-so, 6-so, Shabo. Now Tanya Dora 3, Tenpai against Cheese. And if Cheese draws the 6-so, will they have any other option other than to drop it? A 12,000 point dealer is the first step for Cheese to lose their dealership. To lose their first place. Suanko Ishanten here for F.ZS. And what are they going to do? Are they going to cut the 5-pin? They do cut the 5-pin. So now they're in Ishanten for Suanko, Ishanten for Chitoy, Ishanten for Richi Sanako. Draws the Shah! Oh no! Are they gonna no, they cut the 2-so. They avoid danger for now. But if they draw a Tenpai for the Suanko, aren't they going to be forced to cut it? Oh, Shah draw for Rinshan first and deals in to Toy Toy Honitsu. 8,000 point hand deal in, sending them to 22,600 points. And it's just Cheese's game at this point. 85,300 points for them. And all the other players are just scrambling for whatever, really. FLZS wants that second place. Weeaboo just wants this Hanchan to be over with, and Rinshan really just wants to win any hand. And Cheese is in a very cruising position. They can do whatever they want. If they want to continue their dealership, if they want to keep reaching, they can do that. And if they don't want to keep reaching, they don't have to do that. Like, this is their game. They can do whatever they want with their hand. Anything is permissible. And we see here Weeaboo is going for an incredibly greedy route here, cutting the 2 5-sos, going for the Honitsu with the Hatsuanko in their hand. FZS, what do they need? So they're 60... Oh my god, I can't calculate that. I think 6,800 points? Yeah, they're 6,800 points away from Rinshan. So they need a... I think they need a 1,300... No, they need more than that. So they need a Mangan Sumo, Manga direct hit on anybody, or a 3,900 point direct hit off of Rinshan. So they're going to be looking to try and utilize that Haku pair, not as a pawns tile, but as a tile they can keep in the middle of their hand. See what they can do. And yeah, what else is going on? 9-man draw there for Cheese. 4-pin draw. This is quite good for F.ZS. And Rinshan here does Chi the 7-man. Going for the Kanyao Dora 2. 3-pin draw there for Cheese. Can Cheese continue this streak and keep killing everybody? This is the question that we have to ask ourselves here. Chun draw here from Weeaboo, now in Ishanten for Hatsudora 1, or will they choose to go greedy? A 6-pin draw there for FZS. What are they gonna do? They'd like to cut the 7-so, keeping the Sanshoku alive, even though 3 of the 5-sos from their perspective are dead. They want to see if they can. They think that they might be able to draw the last 5-so. As we know, they're not going to get it. And they get into Tenpai on the 2-so draw. Richi, Sumo, Dora. Oh, okay. Deal in. Richi Dora 1 needs 1 Uradora, and they will overtake. Hits the Uradora, and they overtake their position. So that it ends that Hanchan. We have Cheese in first place with a whopping 85,300 points. F.ZS with 21,000 points second place, but snatches it from Rinshan. And Rinshan in third place with 17,400 points, and Weeaboo unfortunately takes the last place with minus 23,700 points. I'm gonna hop back and call. I'm gonna hope that my internet is stable enough to do this. Fingers crossed. I'll test it. And I'm gonna message Cheese to get in. Hello, Cheese. I'm testing it to see if Discord is the reason why we've died. So yeah, but also yeah, how do you feel? Hello?
Like inside knowledge, I told you I'd just win the game and then join you for the commentary.
Oh, this is okay. So before this, Hansha, Cheese and I were talking, and he said that, oh, you know, if you need a co-commentator, just wait. I'll be back. That kind of thing. So yeah, he's just promise. Bring us through your mindset into that Hanshan.
Giga Chad.
Giga Chad, is that the comment that you left off? Okay, it does look like my my stream is dying.
We had a ranked game earlier that went horribly because I dealt Anshoku with an Ura, and the post, it's Discord.
Yeah, it is Discord. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna jump out.
On the YouTube.
Yeah, I'll just jump out. So, apologies for that. We figured out what kills the stream. It turns out it's Discord. So, unfortunately, from my end, I don't think I'll be able to have any interviewers until I get this figured out. But that was an exciting game. Cheese just absolutely killed everybody. So, unfortunately, I think we're just going to jump into looking at somebody else's game. But big congratulations to... Oh, God. Oopsies. So a big congratulations to Cheese in winning that hand, and if you had any comments, I'll relay them because I've got Discord open. So if Cheese wants to make any comments, Cheese. But yeah, so we're just gonna jump into the South 3 of the Yep. So Cheese is saying that it's good to have has got many thirds, and it's good to have a game of good luck, which makes sense to me. So, yeah, that's gonna launch them straight up. And in fact, okay, so after this Hanchan is over, I think I'm gonna have a quick peek at the scoreline just to be sure and see what happens. So we're gonna have a look here, and what's going on? So we have South 3. We have Chiral in the East Sea, Perky in the South Sea, Bapanada? I can't pronounce that very well. Bapanada in the West Seat, and Toadsily in the North Seat. Richie Dorotanki, they're from Chiral, already on the 9. So, where we have 2 left in the wall. Instant Oikake Richie here from Perky, waiting for the 316 for Richie Tanyao, Dora 1. 3 so draw for Toadsily. Ooh, nice. Cheese is letting us know that he would have folded instantly and 3. Okay, one thing at a time. 3 pin, deal in. Richie Tanya Aka. No Uradora, 6,400 points though to Perky. Puts them in a nice position into going into South 4. And we see here that South 4... last chance for Perky to get that first place. But everyone's in a super tight point situation. Yep, so sharp drop there for... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out this point situation very well because Vasily is actually in a very, very safe first place now that I think about it, because they're 11,000 points away from Bapanada, if someone can help me out with that pronunciation. Bapanada needs more than a Mangan Sumo to be able to get first place. And Kyrol is also in the position where they need quite a few points. They need 40,900, which means that they need a Hanuman Sumo to be able to get there. So the biggest threat to Toad Silly's position is if Perky continues their dealership. So depends on what happens next with the hand. What would 7-pin draw there for Perky progresses their hand towards Shan 10. Chitoy again for Kyrol. Haku dropped, skipped by Kyrol instantly. Kyrol wants that Hanuman Sumo and the Richi Tsumo Ura 2, or Richi Tsumo Dora 2. Richi Tsumo Chitoy Dora 2, rather. And dropped, Riemann draw. This hand is very, very big here from Bapanada. So Ishan 10 here for Perky. Forcing in the Dora usage, especially if they can draw that 3-pin. They can drop one of the pairs and have like a Ramen, Richi, Tanya, Pinfu, Sanchoku, Dora 1, which would be massive. It would launch them straight into first place. Chitoy Ishan 10 here from Toad Silly, probably looking for a Chitoy Dama to try and secure their first place. Yeah, so we've got Chitoy, we've got one Chitoy on our right, one Chitoy opposite us. And we have this sequence-based hand in Bapanada. Looks like a hand that kind of secures second place, unless... Oh, no, actually, Richi Tsumo Tanya Pinfu Dora 2 would be a Hanuman. So this is a very, very good hand to be able to go. Does drop the 4-man instead of the 7-man, not giving themselves a chance to draw the 4-5-6 Sanshoku, which is interesting, because 4-5-6 Sanshoku is a way they could even go for a Dharma Mangan. 3-pin draw here for Perky, puts them into Ishan 10 for Tanya Pinfu Dora 1. Richi as well, or they could call either 2-5-pin or the 3-6 star, and even go for like a Tanya Dora 1, maybe even Sanshoku. So dropped. But if Perky cannot maintain their dealership, Toad Silly will get first place. And that's Tenpai for Toad Silly. Chitoy Aka 1. What do they choose to cut? They choose to cut the 7-pin, waiting for the 7-man, which is dead at this point, unfortunately. And it's very unlikely for either Bapanada or Kyrol to drop the 7-man. And Perky doesn't have much time. They only have one draw of their own and one draw from Kyrol to be able to get their hand into Tenpai. 1-man draw does not put Kyrol into Tenpai, and Kyrol cuts the 1-man. Will Perky get into Tenpai on this last draw? It's very important. And they do not get into Tenpai, unfortunately, which means this Hanchan will end. Tenpai here, though, for Bapanada. Will they greed for that Tenpai and for the Tenpai payments? And they do decide to. So we have Tenpai here for Bapanada and Toad Silly, putting Toad Silly into first place, Bapanada into second place, Kyrol into third place, and Perky into last place. So that ends this this round of Hanchans, and well, that is quite a significant result there. So we're gonna have a quick look at the spreadsheet before we go off into a break. So, oh, scores are still being updated, but we can see that the only game that we didn't watch was this one on the very right, with Sumoing from Junkin Sumo getting a very, very strong first place, followed by Unifan 70, which is it's Unistar. Unistar getting a decent second place. We have Chewy from AUNSW Wanderers getting a third place, and Ara, which I think is Head Cube. Yeah, Cube Head, so Head Cube. From UW getting the last place. So this means, I wonder if these standings are updated. I believe they're updated. Oh, no. They're not updated. Okay. So these are the results of the other games that we did not see. So what we're going to do, we're going to go on a quick break. The other set of games will be back here at 9 o'clock. So please stay tuned and come and watch some exciting Mahjong with us. We'll hope to see you.
all computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to ARMA League Season 3, Hanchans 11 and 12. Fingers crossed we have the stream working as well as Discord. So for now, we are actually joined by Cheese. Hello, Cheese. Hello.
Hello.
So he, for those of you who weren't in the previous Hunt, he came out with a monster 85,000 point first place or something ridiculous like that. So yeah, congrats. And we're just going to, while the other games are going, we're going to try and... Sorry, I'm super nervous right now because I don't want the stream to crash suddenly again. But we're going to review and have a look through. So, were there any big moments that you want to talk about, Cheese?
Well, I mean, it's been some time since, so I probably don't remember many of the early ones. I think the first few hands was pretty normal. I think other people just sumo. What was my first one? Was the 12K sumo?
Yep.
Was that
This
just
was
normal?
this
Oh,
was
that
the
was
one
the
you
chase, right?
Yeah, it was the one you
I was
chased
a-
in the one
yeah.
sword.
I was a bit worried because it was a so Tadashi, but I think with this hand I don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
So I just went for it, and nothing
Yep.
else to say about that.
Yep.
And then later it started getting really wacky where it was the Tsumogiri Ipatsu.
That was
I guess I can talk about
this one was funny.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, this one. I remember.
Yeah, because I was deciding, because there was already a Reichi. Do I want to Reichi? I didn't think it looked that good. And the other thing was, I was worried if I pick up an Aka, I could actually absorb all three. So the Aka 5 says kind of rough, but definitely the other two. So that was basically my hedge. But then when there was another Reishi, I was just like, yeah, screw it. My dealership.
So there wasn't a mentality of like wanting to defend your points at this point, especially because the 7-pin looks very awkward.
No, let's go.
Let's go. All right, and hey, paid out in spades in the Ura-san. Who says that you never hit Ura, huh? Huh?
Yeah, true.
But
and
yeah,
I didn't think there was much about the other one. And then, yeah, towards the end, like I said in the YouTube chat, we can talk about the Forces. No, not this one.
I was actually gonna ask, would you have pawned the Chun to go for the better?
Oh yeah, of course, and then waited on the 3-6. So I would also cheat 2-5 so 4 so taking the better weight.
I see. Okay. So like I was thinking out loud like whether or not you would pawn the Chun or would you have like skipped the pawn on the Chun in case the dealer reaches? Because you don't care about these two, but you care about the dealer.
Nah, just points are points when it comes to like league play. So brings me up to a Hanuman.
Yes. And this one was the one where you got offered the pawn?
Well, it was once I was Tenpai, but then I was still worried about dealer because they're like basically the only person who can catch up to me. So I think after they cheat at some point.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's like one Dora, and what I saw was I think it was after their 3-pin Tadashi.
Yep.
I didn't think they had like a Manzu shape they still needed to fill. And I also didn't think they needed a Hinzu shape they needed to fill. So I was worried about the around the Dora. So either Forso Shampon or like 4-5, so the 3-6-0 with an Aka 5-0. Oh wait, Aka 5 is dead, but you know, just all that bamboo around the Dora. I figured if I was gonna draw any of those, I was just gonna fold.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, that's all the time we got for. Let's get back into the game.
Yeah, that's all we got. Let's go to a game. Let's go. So we are going to be watching this one.
YR and
YR and yes. So we have Alta in the east seat, Ara or Head Cube in the south seat, YR in the west seat, and Chewy in the north seat. And please start perfect timing so that I can think like this is an evil G.
Nope.
No. They're not giving it to me. Sad. But yeah, do we watch these teams much? Thinking we got Janken Sumo, Ara, UW, AUNSW Wanderers, and Janken Ron. Interestingly, this team is almost completely like non-Australian teams. Janken Ron and Janken Sumo, so both UK teams. UW, which is an entirely Singaporean team, and AUNSW Wanderers carrying the flag. So, ARMA League spreading internationally. I'm super happy with just like how many people seem interested in sort of a relatively long format league setting. Would you call this a long league setting, like 3-4 months?
Well, it's like moderate. Maybe the time that each individual person would need to set aside isn't as much as you would expect from a long league.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like moderate.
But yeah, so we're excited to see where things go with that. Yeah, please start. I don't want to feel so. I feel like I clicked it at the wrong time. So I just want this to start.
I took a quick look at the team standings. We have UW and Junkin Ron both at the bottom of the leaderboard, so they'll definitely want to first this Hanchan. AU NSW sitting comfortably at second place, just below Tile Dreaming and way ahead of everyone else.
Oh, did they actually make it? I thought because AU NSW Wanderers was like super first place. So I wasn't sure before this week, so they get dethroned.
And then Junkin Sumo just sitting comfortably at 6th place, so just getting their points.
So without further ado, we're going to go into the Hanchan. We're in East 1. Dora is the 5 zone. We can already see YR opposite us with 2 Ankos in their hand. Could go for Pinzu Shinitsu, could go for Suai. Ooh.
I would have just completely dropped everything else in case I pick up a Haku. But also on the opposite side of the table, facing from our point of view, Alta with Dora 3 and a pair of Chuns. No Chun in anyone else's hand, but you could expect that if anyone draws it, they might just discard it.
Yeah, and Ara there with the Ishan 10 for the Itsu, just needs the 9-mon. Man, these are some 3 action-packed hands, and Chewy's hand is probably definitely the weakest hand so far. Like 2 Penchans, no Doras, very awkward. But how safe are they going to play their hand? Oh my gosh, a 6-pin draw.
And now that
yeah, now with 2 Shanten from Shunitsu there for YR. Now R has an interesting decision in that if they get the 9-mon from Alta, will they chi it and go for the Itsu Aka South? Oh, never mind. They draw a 3-mon and then Tenpai. Waiting for the South Tuso for the Richi Aka Akame South. And Itsu is drawn by YR, which is safe. Yep. And Chewy looks like they don't really have a competitive hand. Alta with the Ishan 10 here. Cuts the one. Oh my gosh!
Oh my god.
Reach, Impost, Sumo, Nan, Dora. Any Ura? Oh, no Ura for the Hanema, but hey, Manga Sumo to start things off. Hey, that's going with a bang. So we're going to go into East 2. Dora is the 7-pin, and Alta immediately with 2 7-pins in their hand already launches their hand up to a huge amount of value. And 3 Doras!
We got a Dora Magnet over here.
Yeah.
It's all about cashing it in at this point.
Yep. a Chewy with an Ishanten already. Oh, sorry, a two Ishanten now,
Ishan.
but does have to drop the 8-pin for the most efficient. Chooses to drop the 8-9, so not wanting to lose the 7-pin draw and build out of the 2-3-4-5 so shape. I really like that card. Ara, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. With like the completed meld in the 4-5-6 mon, 2-4 mon Kanchan, and a pair of the Norths, but you know, it's okay. And YR opposite us with not really much at all.
Not
1, 2,
much.
3, so but yeah, nothing. So it really is like competitive between Chewy and Alta here, with Alta probably almost never folding, and Chewy with the more efficient but very cheap hand.
Also did pick up the Aka 5 pin if they keep drawing.
Oh
Okay,
my
they drew an Aka 5
god.
so as well. Drawing more Tanyao tiles, so I think here's a decision on whether they drop the 1 so or they could drop like an 8 man. They're choosing to drop the 1 so they can have more opportunities for Tanyao.
One so draw there for Chewy, cuts it back. 7 man draw, oh my god. Well, that's Ishan 10 for Tanya Dora 5. That's an open Hareman chance. Oh my god.
Upgrades.
Upgrade?
But
Could
what
drop
do you drop?
Could drop the 7 so? Could drop the 3 man? Just does choose to drop the 3 man. 3 man is cheated by Ara. I'm not sure about that cheat. What do you reckon they're trying to achieve? Like is this just a K10 push, or are they trying to go for the? Oh, they're just going for Tanyao.
Looks like
Okay.
they're going for Tanyao.
Okay.
Their
So
hand did have a lot of bad shape, so it was pretty unlikely that they could even get to Tempai, let alone win, if they tried to keep it close. So I think that's why they decided to call the 3 man right there.
ooh, and I just noticed that Shui drew the last 7 pins to the Tempai now. Richi Pinfu
Each.
Dora 1. 8 man draw here. Instant Oikake Richi on the 3-6 pin for Richi Tanyao Dora 5.
Which there are quite a lot, aren't
Yeah.
there?
Oh, but 3-so is instantly dealt in. Just shuts down Alta's hand, dealing into the reach Ipat's Pinfu Dora. Ura won 8,000 points to Chewy, but Chewy has
Oh my
no
God.
idea what he shut down. He has
Also
no
was going to hit
idea.
Ura too.
Would that be a Sanbai Tsumo? Richi Tsumo Tanyao Dora 5 Ura 2?
Ura 7? No.
Oh, that's barely off. 1 hand off. But yeah,
Maybe Ipat's.
that's not a great feeling for Alta there, unfortunately.
Don't worry, Alta is again gifted 2 Doras and once again just wants to cash it in.
1 man draw, now Sanshoku chance for Alta. We'll need to drop the Aka 5 so most of the time if they want the Sanshoku, but Sanshoku is nice. It's about whether they'll open it or not. What else do we have around us? Chewy with some awkward shapes around here. Dora, probably want to pair it off. It's very isolated. Early 9-man drop there for YR. Maybe.
I think knowing how Chewy plays, he usually likes to grab some value, so he'll probably keep that 9-man for either an Itsu or, like you said, hope to pair it up.
Yeah, that makes sense out of Chewy's playstyle. And what else do we have around here?
We had a 6-man draw for Altair, which was really good, completing that 5, 6, 7-man shape, putting him into 2 Shanten.
Chi.
Choosing to Chi the 2-so, going for that 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku.
So they do decide to open it up and go for the 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku instead of trying to keep it closed. May elect to even go for the Aka 5 so Tanki if they get that 1 pin.
He probably will. YR is an Ishan 10 for at least Richi Pinfu. if they can grab the 4-man, that would be Tanyao and Ipeiko.
Oh, Tuso.
Really good.
Nice. This is a
Jeez.
good dealer hand. Riichi, Pinfu. Well, one side is super Yasume and one side is super Takame. Hatsu draw here for Chui. Puts them into 2 Shanten from Chitoi. And Chui does kind of like to Kawashite. Oh, sorry. Does like to play around with Chitois to sort of shut out the hand.
Alte did draw the unfortunate side of their Sanshoku, so they're electing to fold this hand.
1 pin draw there from Ara. Ara still cutting a 2-so, which is not exactly safe. It's only a 1 chance from their perspective. But they've got a interesting. They got 3 Ankos in their hand, you know? That's pretty.
But everything else is disconnected.
Yeah, but the 8-so is safe. They can cut the attack. 1-man is dropped. Oh, and so deals into Riichi Pinfu. Fortunately, it's the. Oh, never mind.
Oh,
I was gonna say.
manga.
Fortunately, is the Yasume were the words that were about to come out of my mouth, and then they hit the Ura-2. Technically, still. Fortunately, it was still Yasume, but oh god, that's not enough. That's not a comfy hand to deal into. That's for sure. Jaw dropped. Can't be pawned by YR. We have a Chun pair here for Alta. Very disconnected shapes there for Ara. And Chui also with some very disconnected shapes. That being said, though, he does draw the 2-man, which makes his hand significantly better.
Still need some work.
Yeah.
6-pin draw for YR. They might go towards a Hanitsu, or will they just cut the north for now?
7-so draw for Alta. Puts their hand to a very, very pretty state with the Simon Shun Ramen with the pair. It's kind of. Chun draw. Oh, Alta's hand is becoming a monster. Four-man draw there for Chui. Puts their hand towards a 3-pin draw here for Alta. Now with the Chundora 2.
YR cutting their 3-so from the 2-2-3 shape. I think they're most likely going to go for a Chitoi.
4-so draw there for Ara. Puts them into Ishan 10 for the Kanshan. Round Khan for Richidora 3. Riso draw here for Alta, and now puts him to Tenpai Richi's waiting on the counter on 4-pin for Richi Chun Dora 2. Unfortunately for them, there's only 1 4-pin left in the wall, but Sumo on the 4-pin, Richi Sumo Chun Dora 2 would be a Mangon. Or even just a Ron would be nice. 4-pin is dealt in instantly from YR. Richi Iputs Chun Dora 2. No Ura, but that's a pretty big dealing from YR, and it puts them in danger of coming into last place as we move into East 4.
I was surprised that the 4-pin came out because it was live on both sides, and it was right next to the Dora, so. And I thought it was sitting quite comfortably in YR's hand.
So
speaking of YR, did open with quite the nice hand and shapes.
Yep, pretty nice, pretty cheap, unfortunately, but it's not bad. That's for sure. Sharp hair here from Ara. Ara can try and shut down Chewy, who is their direct competitor's hand. 6-man drop. Ooh, was that a misclick?
It might have been a misclick.
That might be a misclick. It does. Yeah.
I would have missed the Tenpai.
Oh, my heart hurts right now.
The worst part is if they draw a 4 or 7-so right now.
would be quite tragic. Okay, no, it didn't happen.
Well, let's look at the other hand. Altair, definitely looking towards some Junchan Sanshoku kind of hand.
Hmm.
Hara gets offered his west seat and does pawn it. Is now with quite the nice Ishanten, but just for west only.
But it shuts down the dealer, and the 6-0 is keyed by YR. Going for the Tanyao, I suppose. Ishanten, 2 Shanten here for Junchan Sanchoku. Seven drawn by YR. YR is very much going for a very roundabout Tanyao shape here, but it's not. It's very slow is the problem, and it puts them in a very vulnerable position. I forgot what was drawn, but put a Tenpai there for Ara for the 4-7 pin.
Yeah, drew the 5 pin. Meanwhile, Chui slowly building his Dora 3 hand.
Chui will chooses to cut the 2-so, not keeping the strength in those shapes.
Well, it's not too strong because ideally you just get like the double roundman with the 4-5, and at least by keeping 4 pairs, he would have potential move to G-Toy. But afterwards, he drew a better tile and then dropped the 5-man. And then, as we just saw, Alta dealt into Ara's west only hand.
Yep. So deals in for 1,000 points, and the good side for Ara being that they shut down their competitors' deal. And that's a Cheeto Ishanten there for YR already. Very, very quick hand. And moving on, we have Ara with her completed shape in the 4-5 6-so and the Hatsu pair. But a very cheap hand overall. Looks like Hatsudora 1 from where we sit from here. Could build to something more. Same with Chui. Chui has kind of a cheap-ish hand. Unless they purposely go for something a bit more aggressive. Could be like a non-Sanshoku or non-only. But it's quite awkward with some awkward shapes for now.
I think with that 5-so drop from the 1-3-5, so he's looking for a bit more than non-only or...
Yeah, probably looking for like a Sanshoku Chanta.
Yeah.
5-pin is pawned by Chui. So, by YR, going for the Toy, maybe Haku as well. Not wanting to go for the Chi Toy. Man after my own heart, because I hate Chi Toy so much. Atsu is drawn.
Choosing to keep it for now.
2-pin is Chi, going for the open Chanta Sanshoku.
Yeah, that was the last 2-pin from Chui's point of view, so you sort of had to take it at that point.
Yeah, I had to take it. Aka 5-pin draw here for Ara, so now with like a Hatsudora 3 chance. Will Alta drop this Hatsu though?
I think he should for the Kutsuki on the 6-man 5-so, which he does.
He does, so now Ishanten here for Ara. Haku is given away to YR. YR now has a choice does choose to go for the Toy-ish kind of shapes. 9-man is drawn in Tenpai there for Alta. It does Richi waiting on the 7-pin 6-man for Richi only.
Yeah, not the best Tenpai you could have gotten with those tiles, but you are the dealer.
Yep.
And you do have the Suji trap on the 7-pin at least.
Yeah. And Ara could get into a bit of trouble if the north wind drops somehow. So with 2 north winds in the wall, if Alta drops the north wind and Ara takes it. Oh. Unfortunate tempo there for Ara. Only deals it to a 2,000 point hand, not so bad. Richie only.
Yeah, both tiles weren't necessarily safe, and you'd think that the North Weight will be better than the Kanchan 7 man. So
Yep.
that's probably why they decided to take that.
Yep. And oh my gosh, look at Alta. Alta opening up with a monster hand here.
It's okay.
What?
Give me a 3, so give me
What?
a 3, so then I'll
What?
take the monster hand.
This hand is an okay. This hand's good. Okay, can we agree that it's good?
This hand's above average.
Oh my gosh, you're so picky.
It's not good.
You're so
It's
picky.
3 Yanmans, man. Did you see my hands last
Okay. Not everyone can live up to those hands, alright? You can't expect that much. Alrighty, so Alta waking up with a pretty decent hand. Ara on our right here with a very nice Manzu shape, very nice Sozu shape, and pretty good Pinzu shape, also with a pretty decent hand. YR with some nice Pinzu shapes, could go for the Pinzu Hanitsu, but would have to drop the Dora 3, so North Pon here from Chewy and a cut of the 7 man pretty much seals them into the Hanitsu, North Hanitsu Dora 1 path, going for the Mangan already.
Yep. And is already guaranteed the Mangan with the shapes that they have.
1 man dropped there from Ara focusing on that Tanya now, not wanting to get into any trouble with keeping the 1 man around. 4-pin draw now has a choice. Plus the 5 so goes for the headless Ishan 10 for Tanya Dora 1.
Also thinking about whether to keep that safe chin tile.
And does decide to cut the churn, wanting to keep as much efficiency as possible, especially as the dealer in a last place position probably wants to maximize their winning odds and get as many tiles that can help them out as possible.
Yep.
8 so draw, nice draw for Alta, drops a 3-1.
Hatsu gets paired up by YR.
Oh, and Hatsu is
Should get bond.
Yep. Bond, and now 2 Shanten from Hatsu Honitsu Dora 1. And still 2 Shanten there for Chui, but Chui could get a Toy sometimes if they choose to go down that path. Not very likely. 2 man is drawn by Ara, who reaches, waiting for the counter 7-pin for Richi Tanya Dora 1. 2 7-pins left in the wall. Surprisingly strong weight, all things considering. 3 so draw here for Alta. Can drop the 6 which is very dangerous. Doesn't elect to drop. Get it? Cuts the. Sorry. Doesn't elect to cut the 6 instead drops the 8 so. 2-pin is given to YR, but YR chooses not to take it. This pin is dropped. Will YR take it? YR chooses to skip it again. But still cuts the 6-man, which is quite a dangerous tile considering that the 1-man is safe for YR. Probably a slight misread, in my opinion. But that's alright. Still Ishan 10 there for sure.
And still 2 7-pins somewhere in the wall.
Yeah. A 7-pin sumo would be huge here for Ara. 7 so pod, 1 so 6 so Tenpai, or pay Honitsu Dora 1. How many of those are there left? 2
I think
6
just the 2 1 so's as well.
Two 1-ties versus two 7-pins. Surprisingly strong weights going into each other. What's gonna happen? Find out.
Ooh, 5-man draw for Chewy is kind
Whoa.
of disgusting into the
Oh, but it
reach.
drops it. Drops that 5-man, willing to fight against his direct competitor. Will they get rewarded for their decision? That is the big question here. 3 so is icky too, but we can drop up the 1 so. Yep, now he's waiting for the 2-5 so for still a Mangan. So how many of the 2-5 so? 1, 2, 3, 4,
1, 2, so
two.
2,
2
5
5
so's maybe? Just the 2 5 so's.
Yeah, just the 2-5 so.
7、
There's a 2v2 again. Chi of the 6-pin. Now Tenpai there for YR. Will they take the Shatanki or the 3-6-pin? They take the 3-6-pin. 6-pin is drawn by Alta. Will they cut it? No, they don't. And the 5 so is drawn on the Haite! Haite, Pei, Honitsu, Doritsu, Hanema deal in. Launching Chewy up to a very strong first place. And that's a very unfortunate draw there for Ara. Oh. Chewy is...
And the point difference between second and fourth is 1,400.
Yes. Alrighty, so Chewy is in a very, very nice position right now. Just wants all these dealerships to end as soon as possible. Yeah. That's probably the worst tile you could pick up. Dealing into your direct competitor, sending them +1 Han for the Hanuman. Eight-man draw there for Ara. Chooses to cut it.
本
Pond away by YR. I'm not very sure of what they're...
Probably Tanya.
Could be Tanya.
Or if they pick up a South or a Hatsu, then
Yeah. Sort of keeping their hand in 2 different ponds for the 1,000 point hand, probably. I think that might be what they're trying. 8-pin draw is nice. Puts Alta into Ishanten for Hatsu only. Very important hand to get out of last place with. Because any hand is really particularly important to get out of last place.
Let's choose to break their 7-9 man shape for now. I think trying to build off one of the 5-pin on the 3, so. 6-pin will probably get cheated by YR. Yep.
So draw there for Ara, puts them into Ishanten for Ricci pin. Dora drop there was interesting. Didn't want to keep the chance that they draw the 6-man. Horichi in Fedora 1. Wants to keep the safe Chun tile.
Chewy just silently in.
Oh, that 6-man draw is so unfortunate.
Yeah,
it's
well,
okay.
the draw order changed.
No. We don't look at what actually would have happened here. So Tenpai there on the 2 5-pin. Unfortunately, Alta has both the 2 and the 5-pin, and will likely need to drop one of them to progress their hand forward. Aka 5 so draw drops the Hatsu. Voids it for now.
Oh, but 2-pin draw for YR as well.
Oh, okay. 5-pin draw there for Alta. Their hand has no Yaku now. Oh, Aka 5-pin draw. That's all 4 5-pins gone, so there are 2 2-pins left in the wall.
I think Alta will just end up discarding save tiles from now.
Yeah, it does look likely they'll probably cut safe tiles from now. Not superbly likely that they will progress their hand. So draw there for YR and cut it for safety.
So how many 2-5 pins are left? 1, 4. Just 2 left?
There's two pins left.
Hmm.
So it does look like Ara will need to small itself because everyone else is kind of out of the hand.
Well, Chewy is in Empire, so I wonder what he will
Ooh.
do if he drew a 2 pin. But we don't get
Ooh,
to find
we
out.
don't get to find
Ara
out.
just, like,
Richitsuma pin through one massive Urodora there. Launches their hand up to putting them in a very nice second position. And even within striking range of first place, if they can get this hand off, all of a sudden Chewy's lead is not quite as safe as it looks like before.
So that hand does not look too good at the moment compared to YR and Chewy's.
Chewy's
Who
hand
is now in Ishanten.
Yeah, Chewy's already in Ishanten. YR with the Chun pair and the 2 Dora are very likely to just open this hand very quickly. Ara will be faced with a pretty interesting decision soon as to how far they want to push their hand for the first place. All march is drawn by Ara. Well, 8 so and 1 so is dropped from Chewy. Chewy getting rid of the Ishanten, hoping to build out of the 2-3-3-4 pin shape, going for even maybe a safer Tanyao, not wanting to put themselves into too much danger, while also trying to shut down Ara's dealership. 5 man is pawned by YR. YR dropping the 6-7 so. Probably focusing on the Chun pair.
I think they want to go for the maximum Toy Honitsu Dora 3 with the Chun.
Oh, that 5 so draw
But
is very.
backfires with the 5 so.
Very, very fire.
Ooh, since Chewy dropped the 1, so he missed the Tenpai on the pin view.
Fortunate, but Chewy's not sneezing at this Ishanten, that's for sure. So could be offered, and Ara puts in a position. Ara might get put in a position where he's tried. Does not get put in that position just yet. 7 man draw is cut back. What's Chewy need? Chewy needs 5, 8, so 5, 6,
5, 8,
8.
9. Yeah.
5, 6, 8, 9, technically. Chun is
Oh,
pawned
he doesn't
off.
want the 6 pin.
Oh, he doesn't want it, but he could use it. 8 pin is offered, puts him to Tenpai for Tanya Nomi, 5-8 so. A lot of tiles for that Tanya Nomi still left. 3 in the wall, I believe. Oh, Sumo's it.
Oh, and to it.
Nice, 300, 500. Moving us along to South 3, YR's dealership. Ooh. Ooh, these are some ugly. RR opening up with a very ugly hand. Chewy also not that great of a hand. Not so bad, but definitely not good. The best hand here is probably Alta's hand here. Onso is instantly pawned by Ara.
What do you mean Ara has a bad hand? They just need a 9 and a 1 pin, and then that's 32,000 right there.
Sure, okay, yeah, why not? We did not consider the Shinro 3 Shanten or something like that.
I mean, a normal hand's gonna be 3 Shanten.
But there's also Ishanten for Junsha. Riso
Hmm.
is offered to YR, who decides to take it. Seven-man draw there for YR, progressing towards their Tanyao. 1 pin still needs to be dropped. They still need to create another block somewhere. 9 mana. Got 4 mana is
that's a
drawn.
god
That's a,
4 mana
yeah. That's a really good 4 mana draw. 9 so is dropped. I think that kills the Chinro chances. Hmm.
Chi.
Riso is taken cheat away by Alta. Now Tanyao Dora to Ishanten.
4-pin draw for YR puts him into Tempai for the Kanchan 5-pin for Tanya only, which there is 2 left, including the Aka.
It would be a nice way to start coming back, that's for sure. They could get that hand off. 6-0 draw there for Chui. Ushanten again, but how much danger they're willing to put themselves in is a little bit in the air. Tempai here for Alta, waiting for the 5-8 pin for Tanya Dora 2. Diamond Khan for YR. Still waiting on the Kanchan 5 pin, but now no improvement really. Hoping for more
But
Dora.
gave Alta Dora turning their hand to a Mangan.
Yeah, gave them extra Dora. 8-so is being cut by Ara. Ara now settling for maybe a Chanta? Maybe like a Chanta Pay if they can get the
Or a
pay.
Toy Toy?
Could be a Toy Toy too. Depends on what they get next.
So 2 waits for YR and 4 waits for Alta. Where are they?
Where are they indeed? Aka 5-so draw is cut back immediately by Ara. Not afraid of dealing into Alta with that Aka 5-so.
Well,
It probably passed through because Toyman cut the
yes.
5-so. And where are they? There's so many. Oh, Tempai. Waiting for the 1-mon pay for the 8-pin draw.
Oh.
And does cut
Still
it!
discarded.
Unfortunately, deals into Tanya Dora 3. Aka 1 for the Mangan, 8,000 points. Now we have a really tight race for second place here. Ara and Alta will be fighting around to see who can get the second place. YR, unfortunately, unless he can pick up a monster at hand, is probably in a really dire situation. Probably stick with last. And Chewie is in a very comfortable spot. He knows... Oh, wow, okay. Not only being Ishanten immediately, but also in the comfortable position where these other players aren't really playing for huge hands. They're playing for smaller hands. It means that he's able to play this hand a lot more loosely and a lot more how he would prefer to play it.
Will YR Diamond Khan for the chance of Dorfort? No.
No, unfortunately, he does not. Jars dropped 6-0s drawn. Tempai for Chewie, waiting on the counter on 4-man for Tanya Dora 1. 4-man not obscenely likely to be cut by these other players, but if they do it, that'd be a pretty big deal. Chewie draws a 3-so, cuts it back, keeps their Tempai. 3-so is pawned by Ara. Gonna be either hoping for the 6-so or the Hatsu. 9-man is drawn by Chewie. Does Richi now, waiting for the Richi Pinfu, waiting for the 4-7-man. And so it was off and nice. It was drawn by.
Oh, yeah, I thought that might happen.
Deals in, reach Ipat's pin through. No Ura, but 5,800 points will hurt. Going into South 4. Now Chewy with a very, very solid lead. And now Ara is the one chasing for second place. Tatsu offered to YR. YR does pawn it. That's the North.
Yeah, even with Ara's deal and the point difference for YR to improve his placement is quite hard. So
Yeah, we'll need a Hanuman. Haku is offered, pawned away by Chewy. Chewy now
does have Dora 3.
Ishan 10 for Dora 3, Haku Dora 3. That would be quite a significant point boost in their position. 6-pin draw here for Alta, puts them into 10 pie for Tanya Dora 1. I feel like I've said this line before. I'm having deja vu, that's for sure. 2-pin is pawned by Chewy. Chewy now headless Ishan 10 for Haku Dora 4. I'm surprised by that 2-pin pawn, to be honest.
Yeah, because it didn't change their value.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay. Alright, I guess it did change their value.
So now they're 10 pie waiting for the 5-8. So for Tanya Dora 5. An open Haneman. And oh, that 6-pin pawn might be an 8 so deal in for a wire. Oh! That 8 so deal in. Haku Dora 3 Aka to 18,300 points. To Chewy going into South 4 repeat 2. And Chewy is just running home with it. And picks up another fairly monstrous hand here.
Yeah, if he commits to the Hanitsu and gets both the South and Hatsu pawn, that's a Mangan right there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it just Chewy is certainly Chewy's chasing you here. He's coming up to your 80,000 points. 1-man pawn here for Ara. Ara probably either going for the Honitsu or the Chundora 1. Either or. Slightly a hand that will get them second place. Will the churn be offered here?
And Alta's like me, just pauses every time they have the decision to cut the churn. 7-pin draw for Ara was really nice, putting them into Ishan 10.
And both of the tiles that he needs, Alta naturally is inclined to cut. Both the 3-man and the churn. 7 so draw there for YR. YR just wants to cash in these 2 Dora and go home. But unfortunately, that is a Tenpai there for Chewy again. And Nan Honitsu Dora 1, another 12,000 point hand. 4-man is dropped. Well, that's an interesting 4-man drop there for Ara, because now Ara can't take a 1,600 point run off of anybody. One so Tenpai was offered but not taken by YR. YR choosing not to have the choosing not to have a Richidora 2. 2-pin draw.
I think from Alta's point of view, after the 1-man pawn from Ara, who was the direct competitor for second, I think they're going to hold on to that churn for the rest of the game. And then obviously after Chewy started calling tiles, then it's dangerous against both those players.
7-pin is strong by Alta, reducing Chewy down to 1 7-pin left in the wall for them.
Alta is in Ishan 10 now. Will they just play safe and drop like a 9 so? And they do.
9 is drawn. Now got the Chanter chance, so now they're handed back to being able to run anybody for the correct amount of value if they can get either the Sha or the Chun. Three pin is drawn. Still keeps the Kanchan 7-pin weight. Sha is drawn by Alta. Alta very much suppressing Ara's ability to. Oh. 7-pin
Yeah, we
sumo
noticed that.
the.
Yeah, we noticed that Chui didn't pawn the Hatsu and take a 3/6-pin weight, sticking with that Kanchan 7-pin.
And they do get it. So now they've sumoed for Honetsu, Yaku Honetsu Dora 1, another 12,000 points, sending them to 80,800 points. So they are very, very, very strong lead right now.
Right, so pawn for Ara going towards the Tan Yao. Wouldn't be enough to overtake Alta with the hand at the moment.
Mm-hmm. So they're hoping to get the Contra 6-pin, right?
Yeah.
So they go for the Tanya Dora 1 and have enough on a run, but that 6-pin is being, 2 of them is being used of an Alta hand. Still 2 in the wall, that's not so bad. 5, so could now there's a chance for Tanya Toy Toy.
Mm-hmm.
Will they chew the 2/5 command though? Because if they cheat 2/5 command, they would probably commit to the Contra 6-pin.
Yeah.
6-pin, sure. 9-pin is offered to Alta.
Alta is Ishan 10 for Chitoy.
Yeah, so they decided to skip it. With the Chitoy, 6-0 is drawn by Ara represented Ishan 10 for Tanyao Dora 1 maybe. Sometimes it's Tanyao Nomi. Tenpai there. But Alta decides to Richi on the Suji trap. But now Ara has enough points just on a run to be able to overtake second place. What are these 9-mons? There are 2 9-mons in the wall. That's a really strong weight. The 6-mon Suji trap. Very, very likely for 6-pin draw. 2/5-mon. Okay, so we have a 2/5-mon versus a 9-mon Tanki.
Oh, but there's a 2-mon in YR's hand after they discarded the 3-mon just 1 turn earlier, so.
And another 2v2.
Whoa.
Nope. Yep, doesn't. Cuts the Haku for now. Safe. 8-mon is dropped. Pond. Cuts the churn. 9-mon is drawn and deals straight in. Deals into Richi Chitoy Dora 3. Any Ura? No Ura. 12,000 point deal in, but that gives Alta second place. So we have Chewy in first place, Alta in second place, Ara in third place, and YR in last place. Is Chewy. So yeah, congratulations to Chewy for taking that first place. We're just going to ask him if he wants to come on for an interview, but that was a very dominant Hanchan from Chewy. Very much got a crap ton of points. Oh, he already posted the log.
The logs, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. Congrats on your first place, Chewy. How do you feel?
Good.
Good. Okay. So we're going to bring your log up now, but while we're bringing it up, is there anything you wanted to talk about in the Hanchan? Any big hands, big moments that you felt like you really wanted to get off your chest?
Yeah, well, the only thing that was interesting to me was that 9-month deal-in. I basically, insta-cut it, because I was like, I don't care if I deal in, and then I deal into 100 mon.
You were Ishan 10 for, Pinfu with, Takame, if you can draw all the tiles for the Sancheku.
Yeah. It's it looks so safe, and like who cares if you deal in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, completely fair enough. But yeah, congrats on your win. It's very, very
Actually,
dominant.
what about that sumo? I think just the hand before the 12K. You got
Oh,
offered the
Hatsu.
Hatsu,
Oh,
yeah, and you chose not to pawn it.
okay. So, um, normally, like, I would think that Toyman might be strong in Manzu, so that like people would just cut Pinzu, right? And when you have a Kanchan, is I felt like it was better than the 3-6 pin way because first of all the copies were the same. Like 3-6 pin and Kanchan 7 pin was actually the same.
Yep.
But when other people are weak in one suit and you already for example, I'm holding 2 copies of the 6 pin here, it's actually hard for them to absorb the 7 pin and use it. So I thought the 7 pin would be a better way.
Okay.
Whereas they could like have like 1 copy of the 5 pin and then absorb 3-6 pin, etc.
Hmm.
All right, and that also reminds me of one other hand we were both curious that a decision that you made. It was 2 pin was the Dora. Where was that?
Oh, this one.
Yes, where you were Ishan 10 for the Roundman, then you got offered the 2 pin Dora and you decided to pawn it.
Okay, so the thing is, I know that if I pawn, I can absorb with my Pinzu and Soulsy shape, I can absorb both the Aka and I can go for Hanuman. And I'm
Okay.
already first place. Like I don't need to preserve shapes in my hand for defense. I'm just playing for like max potential value.
Did you consider that you would then show your hand is a manga?
Oh, it
Or
doesn't
did you
matter.
not
Like
care?
for me,
Alright.
it's fine if people fold. Like, because if people fold, I just want to wrench on forever as well, so it's fine. It doesn't really make a difference to me. And
Okay.
yeah. So
Cool.
yeah,
Well, you got rewarded when you drew the Aka 5 pin on the next turn and then
yep,
managed to run off the 8 so that came out later.
yep.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I had nothing else to put into this Hanchan. It was just very fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah. The 2 pin poll was fun. Like, normally I don't actually play like that in ranks because going for the value on the South 4 is not very important. But here it seems kind of cool to try it, so I just did it.
Yep.
I'm not really that scared, so yeah. Because when I have all the Dora, whatever I deal into, basically I can't lose first anyway, so it's fine.
Completely fair enough. Well, congratulations again on your win. And I think that'll bring your team up to first place overall. So that's nice, you know. Yeah, so congrats on your win again. And hopefully we'll see you back in the interview stand.
Yep. Thanks.
All right.
See you guys around.
All right. All right, we're going to have a quick peek at the scores, I think.
Yeah, so I already had a quick peek. Every table, the first player dominated there. Hanchan, everyone got above 50k.
So these are the scores. So this was the game that we looked at, and then the other table we had Ubu SKL. I don't recognize that. SKL. Oh, I guess that makes sense. The SKL in first, Weeaboo in second, Cyber, and this doesn't add up.
You are correct.
A
minus somewhere.
I think it's a minus 27.
27, yes.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Weeaboo. Sorry, Cyber in second. Cyber 777 in second place, Weeaboo in third place, and Gwills in last place. And the other Hanchan was Jaff Orange in first place, Unifan. Which one is this one? So we have a team that's like named themselves variations of Unifan. So I have to look back
Uni.
here.
That is actually
That's the actual Uni. Okay, the Uni Star. In second place, third place is RM Master, and fourth place is Alley Cat. Are the standings updated?
The team standings are updated.
Cool. So that means that we have AUNSW Wanderers in first place, Tao Dreaming in second, Ron Devil Ron in third, Ura-san in fourth, Pioneer Sensation in fifth, Itsuanko in sixth, Itchy Richie Fingers in seventh, Junk and Sumo in eighth, Eramangasaurus in 9th. The Golden Shun in 10th. Unistar Fan Club in 11th. Free Agent Team in 12th. UW in 13th. And Junkin Ron in 14th. Thanks. I want to thank Aaron for. Sorry. Yeah, whatever. Aaron/Cheese for coming on to do commentary. We're also running a lot of the admin. And I want to thank the admin staff, SBT and Totoro, for all their work in helping run ARMA League. Without these guys, it would not be possible to run the stream, run this league in general, and just have the event that we have right now. And so I want to take the time to thank them for coming out. Please come back next week where we'll have more Hanchans, and we get to see how the league is going. And where are we at right now? Are we halfway?
No, we're like a third.
Halfway from the no. Oh right, no, 3 out of 8. It's like almost halfway. We're almost halfway before the first cutoffs, so it'll be nice to see what goes on there. Until then, what am I thinking? Until then, hopefully see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.